Are you struggling to figure out what type of content to create or how to pivot your marketing strategy or just how to improve your marketing campaigns? Well, if you are, you're going to need to build a strong brand strategy. And one of the most important elements in that brand strategy is your primary target audience, the group of people, the segment in the market that you need to target to get customers, to get fans, to get people surrounding your brand that's going to drive it forward. So let's jump right in. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Smart Marketing. I'm your host, Jason Verdelli, and today I want to talk about primary target audience and why it's important to define your primary target audience and how it's going to help you in your marketing campaigns. So first, what really is your primary target audience? Well, really what it is, it's a segment in the market that gives you the best chance to get customers, to get fans, to get people rallying around your brand so you can drive towards your vision. These are going to be people that are going to help you support your vision. This is not about making money or anything like that. Your vision is the ultimate goal in your brand. We talked about this in previous video. So you need, in most businesses, if they are businesses, need to have customers to be able to make that happen because they have to pay people, they have expenses, everything else, right? But it's just it's a frame of mind, it's a frame of thinking that we look at the segment. This isn't just a matter of segmenting our customer base or anything like that. This is a matter of these are the people that are going to help us to support our achieving our vision. So this might be the type of customer. You start to think like this in terms of going and achieving that vision, which is the reason why people show up to work every day for you, or at least do the best work they possibly can, is because they believe in something. They're moving in the right direction. Well, if you pick the wrong customers and you're marketing to the wrong customers, your campaigns aren't going to be successful. They're not going to convert. And ultimately, that's going to leave your team, kind of not feeling so good about that. And your sales are going to suffer from that. All sorts of bad things happen when you target the wrong audience. So to avoid that pain, we need to define that target audience or a number of target audiences that make sense in your business. So let's talk about some of the elements with this. Your target audience can be built up of a number of different things. Number one is your demographics. What makes up the age group, age, income, everything else, basically that talks about your customer and how they live. Essentially, that's really what demographics are all about. So understanding the locations. Where are they located? Where are customers located? Are you a local business? Are you focusing in? Is local is going to help you achieve your vision. This is really the difference between a single business, a small business, and a franchise. A franchise is thinking big. They're thinking, okay, we're not just about being in this local small town. We're thinking about serving the world. Well, if they're talking about serving the world, they might open up physical locations throughout the world. They might provide an e-commerce solution or e-commerce option to open that up to the world. It really gets them thinking about, not only their customers and where they're at, but also how to shape how they deliver those services. So other thing is to think of supercultures and subcultures. This is people that are following maybe a certain type of show, maybe a Netflix show, a Hulu show. People that are kind of hooked on something and share that common connection. I'm a big fan of Blue Bloods, big fan of Tom Selleck in all of his movies, everything. So, but Blue Bloods, love that show. Again, there's communities, for instance, built around Blue Bloods. So you can, there's fan pages, Facebook pages. There's, CBS will even put, since they're behind it, they'll put stuff out regarding, to those people that are kind of part of that, those cultures. So thinking about that, some of the people that are sort of into different things, and I'll share what they're into. The other thing is needs. This is a huge miss thing. Biggest miss I see in a lot of target audience discussions is what are the needs of your your customers, right? Like what are they trying to do? Are they trying to do do it yourself projects? In the case of say Home Depot, their customer is the do it yourselfer in a lot of cases, right? They're focusing their messaging on doing home projects. Really, any your Home Depot, your Lowe's, they market to those people that are doing those home projects, and that's why when you go onto their site, they have tutorials on how to do different things, and ultimately you're going to go into their stores or buy online to get that project done. They understand the needs of their customer, their consumer, and they focus in on targeting them. A couple other examples are attitudes and opinions. This gets into behavioral targeting, or psychographics, right, as they call it. So, which is really the belief system behind your target audience. Who do your customers, your best customers that you have, who are they, and what do they believe in? Right? What are their opinions about stuff? Or are they, do your customers share a political belief or a political bias? Do they maybe use other services? This is a huge one. If they use other services that are maybe similar to yours, maybe in a completely different world, but if they use services that are different, then you might want to consider targeting them. Facebook's really great for this. You can target people that like a certain personality, or if you're trying to reach people that are trying to do self-improvement, you might want to target people that like Tony Robbins, for instance. So understanding their attitudes, opinions, and biases is absolutely going to be critical for you to do effective targeting. The other one other aspect here is personality. What are the personality traits? Are these people humorous? Are they serious? If you're marketing to say financial advisors, whatever your business is, these are people that are in a serious business. Maybe if you're talking about financial services and everything, maybe you want to you realize that okay, their personality is this way, so I'm not going to maybe go over the top. Maybe you will. Maybe that does resonate. This is important to just understand them and understand your ideal customer. Actually, talk to your customers to understand their personality. But just getting that is going to be absolutely critical. So when you do come up with your ads and copy and everything else, you really shape that around the personality of your target audience. The lifestyle of your target audience. Where do these people spend their time? Do they read audiobooks? Are they on YouTube? I would look at this as the behavior. Where are these people? If you are B2B, for instance, and your options really are Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn right now. So a lot of people might say, well, we're B2B. We have to just be on LinkedIn because, well, it's LinkedIn and everybody else. It's a business social network. But these people are also on Facebook as well, potentially. So, start thinking about that. Where do these people spend their time? What information do they consume? If you're doing contextual advertising, using Google to be able to do, if you're doing display ads, for instance, figuring out what types of sites you want your ads to show up on, or your content to show up on, or what sites does it make sense for you to contribute to if you're doing advertorial or things like that. So very important to understand the lifestyle. What do these people do? What is their day? And when you can do that, you're going to figure out where to target, where to put your content, where to really focus in on. You don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to be on Pinterest and Twitter and all these places. You just need to do the places that your target audience is. You need to make sure that you're executing your strategies there extremely well. Two other ones I'll talk about here. Target audience is your fans. So this is looking at what do they rally behind? What do they what do they fan? Are they are they a literal fan? Like, are they a Phillies fan or an Orioles fan if you're in baseball? Or are they? But there's really not much of a difference there. If they're a fan of a certain thing or a certain team, or if they're just they're super hyped about something, they're putting that out, say on Facebook and everything like that. Well, guess what? Facebook has a way to be able to target those types of people. People that I mentioned this, that like certain pages. Well, these are fans of other people or other brands. So start thinking about thinking about that as you're targeting. It's really an extension of that personality. The last thing I'll talk about today is really the customers. If you're targeting businesses, for instance, who are their customers, right? What do they deal with? If you're selling, say, business services to them, for instance, what do they have to deal with? Who are their customers that they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and how do they need to serve them? And what are some of the things that you can do, and how to position yourself to to be the solution for them, right? So understanding their customers, if they're in the B2B space, especially, or even just understanding who they need to serve. This is another thing. I say customers is the primary target audience, but think about also, who do these people need to serve? If you're targeting moms, for instance, well, they need to serve they need to serve their kid, right? So putting out messages that are going to help them to do that job better, or in the case of B2B, to help them putting out content that's going to help them serve their customers better, or their consumers, the people that they're serving essentially better. You're going to develop more effective content. That's a huge miss in a lot of content marketing strategies, is understanding that. So a couple key questions for primary target audience. Number one, what is the desired action of your target audience? What are they trying to do? What are their goals? Right. So these are really key questions to ask. And the only way to really get this, the best way to get this, I say, is to ask them, to sit down, ask them. You can do it in surveys, but try to, have real conversations with these people to get this feedback. Other question is, what groups are most likely to take the desired action? What are they impacted? What motivates them to take the action that they're going to take? Then, from there, you can start to develop. You can drill down into demographics, geographics, and all these other things. Last question is, how does your organization impact these groups? So, what does your organization do to impact? What products and services do you offer that make or how do they impact your target audience? Do they make them feel better? Do they make them, do they make them more efficient in what they do? Do they solve a particular problem? These are some key questions to kind of shape around to help you determine exactly what elements in that target audience, that I went over a bunch of them today, to which ones to focus in on, right? So if your organization impacts a certain group of people, or that maybe share a certain problem, then you're going to focus more on the behavioral targeting elements than you are maybe geographical, right? You're not focusing in on necessarily where they're located. You're focusing in on the problem that they're solving. So you might focus in on doing more online content, or maybe online distribution of your services or your products in that particular case, because they might not have enough people locally to really kind of build a strong business. So again, a couple key questions. Again, what are the desired actions of your target audience? What groups are most likely to take the desired action? And how does your organization impact these groups? That'll help you determine what elements in your target audience that you need to focus in on. And you're going to end up developing better copy, better marketing, better conversions, and you're not going to waste money, or at least you're not going to waste as much money in everything that you do. So with that said, hopefully this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment wherever that comment box is. Please like, please share, subscribe, all that stuff, and stay tuned for the next video.